So I keep getting questions on how do we get our lead and how do we getting more leads and what does the marketing plan actually look for my MSP? And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what we're doing, what we think is going to work, why we think it's going to work, and ultimately some of the things that we're doing physically in the office to help give us the absolute best chances of success. And this is going to be more of a hey, we're hanging out today type thing. If you don't know who I am, my name is Harrison Barron. I own a company called growth-generators.com. And I'm starting an MSP and I'm trying to document as much of the process as I possibly can. There's going to be future finances in these videos. There's going to be tech stacks in these videos, hardware in these videos, and a variety of other things. But first, before I get into that, I do want to say thank you to a couple of the companies that are helping us out. We have some pretty cool stuff. So one, obviously, thank you to Landsweeper for helping make this whole thing possible because I do run a full-time business on top of now an MSP. So I have to either be really good at delegating my time, and also it helps fund editors and that kind of stuff for videos. A full transparency there. I also want to share a shout out or a thank you to Carbon Systems for hooking us up with a computer and hopefully more computers in the future. But these guys are a great company. They make hardware for MSPs specifically, and they only work in the MSP channel. I'm putting it back to where I hang things up. And I actually have another pretty cool, I'll let it be, but I'll let you see the box. Pretty excited for this one. This will be a nice little unboxing type video coming very, very soon. But I want to talk about the strategy, what we're doing, and why we're doing it. I'm going to take you around my office too. So one of the first things that I thought about is content. Content. And I'm going to bring you guys over to the whiteboard here, but the whiteboard is actually getting a new facelift. And I think a lot of MSPs are really curious and they're like, what kind of content should I be making? How should I make this type of content? Now look, I get that not everyone is going to go pick up a camera and start making content. It took a long time to make content. But throughout this journey, I'm going to give you some tips, tricks, and also things that I want to try that are actually, I think are going to yield some really, really good results for the MSP that I'm actually building. But the first thing that you have to think about is content, right? When I went into this space, I knew nothing about the industry. I knew nothing about our target customer. All I knew was we have a large banking city here in Charlotte. That's it. There's no other, hey, I have deep inside knowledge to this, that, and I will say one of my best friends locally here is a financial advisor / RIA, registered independent advisor with a firm. That's all I have. He's not even a customer yet. He will be very soon. But these are things that I thought about. I wanted to make sure that I had the exact same opportunities that everybody else had. Up on Long Island, I have a huge network of people that, I mean, realistically, I could have hit up and had a fairly large or fairly successful MSP on year one. But I wanted to show you not only what I practice, what I preach, but also, even if you know nobody, you absolutely can go build an MSP that's super successful. Now, first and foremost, this is going to be gone by the end of this video. But before I get rid of it, or at least move it around the office somewhere else, I want to make sure I explain one thing, right? We have your dream customer, right? This is the person at the end of the day who ultimately has the time, the energy, the effort, and the money that can make your MSP, or at least profit for your MSP here. The problem is this person has a lot of issues, and I kind of talked about this in the last video, right? We have, I'm just going to do PPP, pain points, right? We have these pain points specifically associated with this person. When you're making content, you're thinking about making content, you have to think about what can I do in order to get this person to hopefully, you know, the old we could fight for their eyeballs, right? This is really the thing that I'm trying to get is their eyeballs. I want to get their eyeballs. I probably should have driven them the other way or driven the other way, but I want to get their eyeballs to the pain points that we specifically solved. That's it. That's the whole premise of making content, right? Especially when we're trying to build a business. Now, you can make entertaining content, and hopefully you guys are entertained, mildly at least, by this, but also you're learning something along the way. Now, I want to share with you a little bit about my computer setup and why this is currently about to leave at least this location in my office. So, this is my current desk. It's a bit of a mess. It's been kind of a junk desk / I came back from a different events. I threw stuff on this actual desk. But this desk is now being converted slowly into a content area. And this desk actually faces, right? We have a teleprompter here, faces the actual whiteboard. I could actually swing the, you know what? Look at that. The power of technology, right? Swings over and hits the whiteboard. The reason this is really important is because this desk, even though I have stuff all over it, is going to be the key for growing the new MSP, because I already have a whole area. But the problem is I don't want to have to change out my book. I don't want to change out growth generators. I don't want to have to change out the land sweeper sign and potentially other sponsors that eventually come here. I want to create a whole second spot that I could sit, hit record, and start recording. And to give you an idea, this is not a fancy recording setup at all. To a degree. This is a 8-year-old laptop for when I first started the business. I still have it. I bought a $115 monitor. I did buy an Elgato teleprompter because I like to throw my notes up there so I don't have to keep looking down at the computer screen. And then I bought a camera. Now, you could 100% use the exact same camera that I'm using. I will leave it down in the links down below. It's a DJI knockoff because of the whole tariffs thing. They've spun off a whole different brand of it, and it works really, really good for what I specifically need it for. But I need to transform this space into something that truly would get somebody to say, this is the person. The other problem is, and something I didn't think about, let me put you over here, is as I'm going through this, I didn't realize, or at least I didn't think about it at the time, this is glass. Well, this is a phenomenal whiteboard. It works really, really well. It doesn't stain or anything like that. It's the chef's kiss of great things that I actually need. I love lighting. And typically I don't have all these lights on in the office. So I just heard the name government lighting, right? I usually have a light box here, sometimes a light box over me, and otherwise it's pretty dark in this office. I like to keep it like that. Sets a nice mood. But the problem is I have a Blue Point sign over there because that's where I grew up, Bayport Blue Point, and I have a Dart light over there. This reflects all of it. It stinks. I actually have another really nice Elgato light that I can't use because when I shine it the wrong way, you actually see it. Maybe you can actually see it here. Give me 1 second. This is exactly what I mean here. I'm trying to get it lined up. But this whole checkered board from my light shines on here. On top of that, this doesn't look as nice as I want, this extra light that I have over here, and I can turn the camera a little bit, right? This doesn't look as nice as it possibly could because it's shining kind of onto this white background. I can't bring it into frame here because then it really reflects off this and it doesn't look great. My new videos are not going to be on a whiteboard. And if they are, I'll figure out that problem or I'll share a whiteboard on my computer screen and go through it that way. I don't really get that much value out of this other than for growth generators. And that's okay. I'm not saying I'm going to get rid of this and I'm going to stop using whiteboards to teach you guys. But what I am going to do is I'm absolutely going to get rid of this and I'm going to change up the background. One of the things I did do was I got wall panels. And I think wall panels were something really, really important to help make this office stand out. Now, I bought these pre-owned. I didn't buy these brand new because they're wall panels. And if I set my camera correctly, you should be able to see them, but they should be a little bit blurred out. Just like, believe it or not, on the wall panels next to my office, or where you watch the Growth Generators channel, I have sheetrock screws all throughout it. You can barely see them. If you really look, you can see them because I hide it. And I just recently bought these. These panels are going to be the new background for the MSP. They are super nice. They look really good. They're made of this, I don't know, kind of like foam type thing. And I'm going to put them on the wall and it's going to cover where that whiteboard actually is because I need to look professional. And now that I'm really taking this super seriously, not that I wasn't before, but now I want to make content and try to get leads from this, I make sure I go through this as deep as possible and make it look really good. Now, for the sake of this content, do I think getting this many panels is overkill? I bought 3 boxes. Each box has 6 of these panels in it. No, but what I am going to do is I just need enough to cover the area that I'm recording. Now, for the new channel, I am fairly convinced I'm probably never sitting down, but if I do need to sit down or I need to take a business meeting, this is more than fine, right? I just want to make sure that wherever I place these, I did 2 different things. One, I don't want to stick these on the actual wall themselves. Well, that's great and all. I can't have them actually stuck to the wall because this will ruin the wall. Typically, the adhesive will tear it off. Just over here alone, I had that issue. You might not be able to see it. but I need to stick these to the wall. One of my favorite things that I did back in my old studio was get T-pins, and I can actually push these T-pins through, and I have a little plastic hammer that I could tap these into the wall and get this really well lined up and really kind of help take the space a little bit further. One of those times as a business owner that things just don't go your way, especially in the MSP world. And I have to explain what I'm actually talking about because I've been getting the panels ready, right? As we were just talking about being over in that corner there. The problem is these panels don't actually work the way I want them to. Let me explain. Or better yet, let me flip this around and show you. So currently, I have all the panels. Unfortunately, when I bought them secondhand, I didn't check all the panels, or maybe I checked 2 of the 3 boxes. So these panels are all the same. These panels are the same. But if I go back to my where I'm going to be recording, I have about 6 or 12 of these panels, and I have about 6 of these panels. And they're not the same color. They don't work the same. So now I have to figure all of this out. And by the way, if you see things randomly throughout my office, like hangers, it's because I change shirts for different videos. Spoiler alert, and keep the shirts nice and wrinkle-free to the best of my ability. So now I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing with this and how I'm going to be laying it out and ultimately the process that I need to go through in order to be as successful with this layout. All right, so took the panels and put the panels up. Now, to give you an idea of why I did these panels, one, it's going to look insanely professional by the end of it. Now, are these panels perfect by a stretch of imagination? No. Are they a fraction of what the background costs for the Growth Generators channel? Absolutely. To give you an idea, a 6-pack of these was about $75. I bought them used or pre-owned, I should say. I bought 2 packs, so technically I bought 3 packs. One of them didn't match, which is fine. So I'm all in for technically 150 for this wall, where that wall for Growth Generators was well over 400 for the wood. It doesn't go as high, you might be realizing, but that's okay. You have to think about it this way. What does the actual camera see? This is not the camera that I'm going to be having these meetings with, but I just checked and it looks good. The only spot that you can't really tell is if I go down there, you can see that that's kind of cut out. I might take the last panel and actually cut so it fits here and you can it looks a little bit more cohesive. I don't know if I want to go that far, to be honest with you. It's good enough. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, or some of you might think that's cringe. Oh, it's good enough. But remember, they're coming to my channel not for entertainment. They're coming to my channel for education, industry knowledge, and hopefully to learn more about tech so I can eventually earn enough trust so that way they buy from us. Now, this may sound crazy, but there's 2 things that I'm looking for. 1, content for YouTube, and 2, content for blog posts. The content that I'm talking about is exactly what I described earlier in this video. It's all about the pain points. What pain points are they currently having? And what pain points can I solve? If I'm writing about things or I'm hiring somebody or even using AI to talk about topics that I know nothing about, well, guess what happens? I lose trust. People don't care for what I have to say. It's kind of a lose-lose all across the board. It's not what I want to get involved in. On the flip side of things, if I produce content that enables trust, they look at me as an authoritative figure, and I'm matching blog posts with YouTube videos, I'm doing a couple different things. 1, I'm proving I'm an expert. Everybody knows that you can use AI to write blog posts now, but it's pretty hard to get AI to make YouTube videos now. So I'm still catching it early before it's almost too late with what AI can actually make. The second part of that is most MSPs are not creating any type of content. I went through and looked at all my competitors. Most of them write blogs. They're really crummy blogs. I'm not even going to lie there. And the other ones don't make an ounce of YouTube content. I get it. It's terrifying. Taking a camera and recording yourself, it's not fun for most people. Sometimes I don't even enjoy it. Today, truthfully, I was just beat. I don't know why. Super tired today, but either I didn't sleep good or something else. But these are the things that you have to think about when you're actually going to make content. And who's that content for? For me, setting up that fake wood or sound deadening to help with the authenticity and the style and the view of what I'm actually trying to create makes a massive, massive difference. It's not what I would call, if you have government lighting, prison paint, right? This crummy, gray, has no soul to it, and that's okay. This is a temporary office. I don't plan to be here forever. I have a 3-year lease on the building. We're about 2 and 3/4 years, or almost at our 2-year mark left for the office. That's fine. I can work with what I have, and the next office and the next office I can adjust and modify and tweak. But for the sake of this, I now have a background, and if I leverage that background with some LEDs for the next, I don't know, we'll call it 2 years or even year, I am doing so much further ahead. Remember, when you're going out and you're doing MSP marketing, a lot of people think, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Address the pain points. And then also keep in mind, how much money are clients going to spend or prospects going to spend? We just had a member get a 80-person law firm. That's an insane amount of seats. On the low end, right, that could be $12,000 a month. On the high end, that could be over $30,000 a month, depending on what they want. I invested $150 on a wall. Granted, the camera did cost me some money, the camera that I have there, but the camera that I'm currently using to record this video, I'll leave it down in the link below. It was like $450. Yes, I do have a microphone and some other stuff too to help it, but at the end of the day, it's really not that expensive for the grand scheme of things. If the content that I make ends up closing me even 4 or 5 leads, or helping me close 4 to 5 leads per year, and let's just say the average cost on those leads is at the bare minimum $1,000. That's $4,000, you know, of MRR. That's almost $50,000 a year. So is it worth taking $150 and investing it in some wall panels? I would say I would say it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you. But these are the things that truly matter when you're making content. Is hiring a writer the best thing in the world? No, you could absolutely do it yourself. But if you don't have time, investing in a writer and having somebody do that is well worth it. But this is it. This is investing in the content. This is investing in the presence, because now it's going to help take me from, hey, this guy has a shiny wall behind them, to a little bit more of an elevated presence. I have the lights. I could flip the lights around and make it work almost pretty seamlessly. This is the process. We're in tech. Get creative with what you do. This status board that I have behind me, I have it partially because it's useful, but the other part of it is now it's kind of another background that I have for YouTube. These are the things that you have to think about as you begin to go through the content creation journey for your MSP. But I promise you, at the end of the day, the bar for MSPs is so incredibly low. And if you don't believe me, make a list of your competitors, go through their entire website, and see what they're doing well and what they're not doing well. Most of the time, their blogs are going to stink. They probably have no YouTube presence. They're probably regurgitating the same crap on LinkedIn. It's not great. It's really not. But that makes it so easy for you and your MSP to succeed. I'm not just saying that because I have something to sell. I don't particularly care if you join or you don't join MSPs, heroes. But what I am telling you is, when I constantly see MSPs saying I'm struggling, or I can't get, the attention that I want, or I'm trying to, there's so much competition. If you pick a niche, the bar is so incredibly low. There are no competitors in your space. I have 16 competitors at Secure Wealth IT. It's true, 16 direct competitors. I asked Claude, and it gave me a list of about 58 of my other competitors. Other, with air quotes. The other ones have maybe one page that talks about focusing on RIAs, or registered independent advisors. The other 17 talk about it. One has a YouTube channel. One gets over 100 views or 100 visitors to their website per month. And other than that, that's it. Now, I don't know how they've grown in the past, whether it's going to trade shows, local networking, all that kind of stuff. But you have to embed yourself in the industry. I'm going to share with you one last thing. I consistently tell people to go out and be embedded in the industry that they're going after. In this case, this is a welcome package from the FPA, the Financial Planning Association. There are so many associations, no matter what industry you're going after. I promise you they exist. If you're going after optometrists, Optometry Society of North Carolina. I promise if you do enough research, you're going to find one either locally, in your local county, or in your state, depending on, if you're in like Rhode Island. It's not exactly a big state. There's no hate against Rhode Island, but you have to get involved. I just got this today. I am eager to tear into this, because this is going to be my gateway into the space and learning. I've been spending an incredible amount of time learning the space, learning the industry, what's good, what's bad, and all of that good stuff that comes with it. But the thing that's going to set me apart from every one of my other competitors is one, my ability to create content at a relentless pace. And I promise you, do not, if you have no customers, focus on your tech stack in the beginning. The tech stack's great. I love Landsweeper. I love Carbon Systems. I love all of the tech partners. I love Slide. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I can have all of the coolest partnerships. I can apply. I can pay their monthly fees, whatever it may be. But if I don't have customers to sell to and customers to market to and have an idea of who I'm going after, nothing else matters. Because if you don't have customers, you can't afford to pay all of these companies for the rest of your life and play with their fun tools. That's the biggest difference. So my investment of $150 next to me is well worth it. Just like this office. This office was a fair price, but I don't need it. I could have worked from home, but I knew it was going to allow me to take my level of creativity up to the next level. It's 2 miles from my house. It's close enough that I don't mind coming here, especially late at night when I'm usually working. I'm not a morning person, but I get to create more and more and more content. I set up my office so I can create content. I set up here so I can create content. These are the things that matter because most of my competitors, look around. You can go do your own homework. I have competitors. How many of them are truly making content that helps you? That's the key difference. And if it's not that much competition in the growth generator space or the MSP education, sales, and marketing space, how low could the bar be for your MSP space? That's the key difference. I hope you guys found some value in this video. If you did, like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I now have to finish recording this video, or now I've finished recording this video, and I get to go make another video for my MSP because my goal is to get to 100 videos as fast as I possibly can. 100 videos is what I would consider the bare minimum to make. Doesn't matter if it takes you a year or 2 years, but the faster I can get there, the faster I can have those videos work for me and make my business grow. I'll see you on the next one. Love you guys as always. Take care. Bye.